Hiya Dave, lovely session on Saturday morning, some real progress, and judging by your text you sent me last night, you're starting to see the benefits. I mean, there's some fantastic changes in regards to the numbers we were seeing on FlightScope during your session, and I will email those to you. I'll post them on the Facebook forum over the course of the coming week. In regards to the swing, we started to look at pieces, and this is where we've got to try and be a little bit more systematical with our approach, not getting too methodical, so not thinking that every player has to swing the same, or that you have to be a carbon copy of Grant Waite, if you will, Charlie Wee, whoever, within Stack and Tilt. What we've got to look at are the pieces that are the most relevant to you at any given time, based on the ball flight that we're creating. Now, the last time we played, we were struggling largely with the control of the curve of the golf ball, and in particular the starting direction. You were hitting shots that were starting way right and curving further right, and you were consciously thinking that you were coming across the golf ball. When we got you on FlightScope, what we saw was a swing that was really online, with a pretty much just a very slight outward path, but we had a club face that at times was encroaching into sort of double figures open. Now, whenever the club face is that open, the ball is going to start right and it's going to curve right, because the club face pointing right starts it right, and the fact that the path is left of your club face means that the ball is going to curve to the right. So it isn't that you're coming across the golf ball that's the issue on that instance. So we were coming on a nice line, we just had no control of the club face. So if we look first of all what happens with you at the top, if we just take you to the top of the swing, if we look at you at P4 and look at things that are happening during your swing that can create the problems you're getting, well, the first thing we see is that the arms are being lifted to the top a little bit more than we were seeing a season or so ago. So there's a touch of a lift as you approach P4. And also the left wrist and the club face are quite neutral, which is fine. I mean, if you can come down and create a club face that's square, that's brilliant. Unfortunately, we weren't doing that. We were launching the ball very high, we were spinning it a lot, etc, etc. So what I want to see with yourself is a little bit more Dustin Johnson in there. So if we look at Dustin Johnson at the top of his backswing, very, very arched, bold left wrist, shutting the club face down, presenting that club face, or making it easier to present that club face with less loft, making it easier for him to present that club with a little bit more shaft lean, hitting out at the golf ball more, and more importantly for you, presenting the golf club in a squarer manner. So more palmar flex at P4 is going to help you dramatically, and the way we want you to put that in is very early in the piece. So we want to see at P2 a little bit more palmar flex going on, P1 to P2. Once we did that, your ball flight came down dramatically. Your ability to control the club face at impact and present it in a squarer manner, slightly open as opposed to severely open, also improved. One thing we did notice then was that as you improved your ability to square up the club, leave it less open, we needed to control what the body was doing and what the arms were doing a little bit more through the golf ball. But the first thing we wanted was a little bit more Dustin Johnson going in there. The next thing we looked at was during the takeaway. There's a tendency to get this left knee working inwards a little bit too much rather than flexing forward more, keeping you on top of the golf ball. With you in a more stacked position at P4, as per the earlier swing that we kept as a still, you're now in a position where you can turn through the ball and exit lower, as per here with Troy Matterson, without the fear of coming across the golf ball. And I think that's something that's important with you, because when you're at the golf course and you're feeling pressure, you want to feel like you can turn through the golf ball. It's fine turning through the golf ball as long as the weight is far enough forward, enabling you to do that. So the keys from the session were More palmar flex from P1 to P2. Get the left knee flexing forward, getting you stacked over the ball at P4. Allowing you to turn through the ball and exit as low as possible would be the feel. Troy Matterson's weight being forward allows him to flex forward through impact while still producing an outward path. The position you see in the top right produces a slightly more descending blow. The angle of attack is anywhere between 2 down and 2 up when you're in that position. The position you see in the top centre is producing angles of attack that can creep up to 4, 5, 6 and even 7 degrees up on occasion, making it very difficult for you to control the path of the golf club. Good luck with it. I'll email the details across for flight scope, etc. over the coming week. Keep up the good work. Like I said, the text proved that you were seeing some progress pretty quick in the piece. I mean, some of the yardage gains were phenomenal during Saturday's session. So great working with you. Keep up the good work, and I'm sure we'll have a good season. Well done.